The talk of the town recently has been the A certification given for Coolie. Now, censorship the world over is well known to be very lenient when it comes to violence. They really bend backwards for it. But they are very strict when it comes to any sexual kind of scenes in terms of giving adult only type of certification, censorship certification. So this was a cultural shock for many Rajini fans, because the whole media over time has always been hyping up Rajini as the all-round family-friendly Disney type of hero. Despite Rajini himself trying to see himself as a professional actor, somebody who's trying to grow in terms of the kind of roles that he takes on and the kind of characters that he explores. That I think deep in his heart is what he's keen to do. Whether it's this original intention or after the fact that he already became a conventional star, so what is left as a challenge, right, is to explore other dimensions of being an actor. So the public facade of the media hype is like that. Even once they were kept asking him, "Sir, you are so humble," and he got a bit annoyed after a while. I think he said that actually I don't think I'm humble. I drive around in a BMW car. I live in a luxury house, a bungalow, and so on. So he can see that the media will spin things to create a story that they are comfortable with, or that they want for whatever reason. So he doesn't really go much into it, because the more you try to put your point forward and all, the more the media will be latching onto you for their own views and for their own eyeballs. So he just mostly be quiet. He's just quiet about it, right? Even the moment they thrust the superstar title on him years ago, he wasn't very keen on it at that time. But all these things sort of happen, right? So he's just going with the flow for the most part, right? So I want to put that out there first. The first point for this shock, that how could Rajini act in an A-rated film, adult-rated film, is the fact that he has done very, how to say, socially controversial kind of topics early in his career as an actor. Tappu Talangal, Aval Appaditan, and so on and so forth. This has been bandied about, among other things. And of course he himself started as a villain of all things, right? So doing evil things, attempting to rape people, rob people, all that is part of villains repertoire anyway. So to say that the A certification is alien to Rajini is kind of comical in that sense. And the second part is this concept of how systems or rules or laws differ based on who you are. Although the authorities always claim otherwise, what we see in the world is that if a same mistake is done by a VIP versus what a common folk does, let's say during COVID, like let's say a single mother steals bread from a supermarket, or a single mother does not wear a mask or something, they will immediately arrest her. But if a VIP does not wear a mask, then they will just go, "Oh, I'm sorry," this and that, and suddenly the thing seems to be working in a different way. So these are things that we see. So of course many of these things is not Rajini's own request, okay? I want to be clear about that. Let's look at the number of films in which superstar recently had chopped off people's head literally on screen. This is not like some small time violence or what. Before head, let's go to the hands and legs first. Okay, in Talabati 1991, superstar Rajinikanth chops off the hand or arm of not only a person but a police officer at that, right, in the middle of city. Okay, so that, as I remember, was not an adult grade or adult certified film. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course. Okay, now we come to the head rolling or head chopping part. In Indian Robo, right, there's a head chopping and head kicking. A robot or human, it's still head chopping, okay. And then we have Chandramukhi, when Rajini plays a role of that evil king. He chops off the head, kicks the head, and the headless body is dancing around for a while, and children and family are watching this. All right, so that's talking about violence, right? Okay, so that happened, and then in the recent film Jailer, you can see Rajini enacting all types of violence, including stabbing someone in the throat, okay, and literally again chopping off a person's head, and the body is standing there for a while, and then he give some dialogue about how he feels very sorry that blah blah blah, that person wanted to do something with his daughter-in-law and so on. So Superstar is no stranger to chopping heads off. So those movies were not really classified as adult only. So now it's very curious, why is this called certified adult only. So we see Rajini with an axe in the hand, and Lokesh being our underworld Kamal Hassan fan. We do not know what has he been doing in the film. And to be honest, if it's very gruesome violence, definitely families, at least those who come on first day, will tell that second day people to maybe not bring the children and whatnot. Will affect the collections, but on the reverse side, age certification also will make a certain segment of the population excited to know what it's about. Some of the younger college youth and all might be more excited to watch the movie and so on. So age certification can go either way. Which is why we do not see the Kulie team being shocked or trying to appeal or anything. They seem to be proud. They're wearing it as like a label. Maybe they're carrying over the aura from like the 2-3 years trend of violent movies being very well received, right? From Vikram with the head chopping, which is also there in the film Vikram. Animal in Hindi and KGF and so on. Violence seem to be like the way. However, of note is that past 2-3 months, a lot of family-friendly films have been like really topping the charts. Maybe the taste of audience has changed. Tourist Family, Taliban Talavi, and so on. So hopefully that gory violence thing, if it's part of the story, sensible, it's okay. But if just violence for the sake of violence, that Loki is trying to cash in a trend, then they might have made a major misstep, right? So hopefully that's not the case. But having said all this, the one pattern we've always seen, maybe due to spirituality or what, I'm not sure, and I've said this in some other videos as well, the fact that what for others is negative will be turned into positive for Superstar. You tell God does it, or you say astrology, some Kedu or this say or what, up to you. So we can go on long list about it. So this A certification also might turn out to be a blessing for him, right? Whatever negative given to him, he given a villain role, he turned it around and became famous. He said this is a black skin. He showed that black skin is cool, right? They gave him, they put the film names are more traditional and not exciting. Put a name like Kabali, Arunasalam, Annamalai, less trendy names, but still it's successful. Put a scene of jail, Rajini coming out of jail, snake around, all these things will still make the movie even more successful. So what is associated as negative in many other people's life, for him it always turns positive. So I think there's no need to make a big deal out of the A certification. Those who are hardcore fans are going to go and watch it anyway. Maybe they can choose not to bring their young kids along first, just to know what it's about. The second visit with the whole family, they can go with everybody. Otherwise, those who are casual movie watchers, they're not going to go on day one anyway. They'll probably wait for the reviews and feedback from others before deciding to enter the theatre. So if violence has a sense to it, it's part of the story and it's not just for the sake of violence, then I think people will accept. But otherwise, it's going to be affecting the profitability of the movie. However, we still have Nelson as a backup in Jailer 2. He focuses on comedy a bit more than Loki. I think a more balanced filmmaker, not too much of stereotypes like biryani, nighttime shooting, drugs and guns and all that. So we have a backup plan. So what do you guys think? Share in the comments. Take care. Bye.